All right, I got this off of eBay. I think I paid 60 bucks for it, which I thought was a pretty good deal. I think I've mentioned before I used to work for Wavetek, and Wavetek had several divisions. I worked in the Sunnyvale division where we did microwave power meters and scalar network analyzers, peak power meters, all of the sensors. And there was a San Diego division. I know they built the arbitrary generators. There was a division that was purchased, and it was ended up being in Norwich, England, where they built 8.5 digit voltmeters and stuff, fairly fancy stuff. And then there was the Indiana division, which built all of the RF stuff. And this came out of the Indiana division. And they built some really nice stuff. My favorite instrument that division built, I think, was the 2001, the Wavetek model 2001. And it was a CW generator. And it was a synthesizer, and it had a whole bunch of switches on the front where you could actually set the number for the frequency, and they had AM, FM modulation and stuff on. I thought that was a really, really nice one. This, I think, was their flagship product, though, if I remember right. This is a sweep generator. And so it's definitely old school, and it's an analog sweep generator. Now, these days, almost everything is just, you program a synthesizer and you do the sweeping in software, but sometimes it's nice to actually have a continuous sweep that's more analog, or if you're actually like tuning a filter or you're trying to align a radio and stuff, sometimes it's nice to be able to grab a dial and actually turn the frequency and not have it jump around. And so anyway, I thought this would be interesting to try. I don't know if it works or not, so we'll find that out. But this is a sweep generator, and there is a kind of a radio dial on the top, and you set a start frequency and you set a stop frequency. Now I think the stop frequency indicator has fallen off. It does seem to be moving in there, but there should be a little red line that shows up, and I don't see it anywhere. Maybe we'll open up, we'll find it. So that needs to be repaired. But you set a start frequency and a stop frequency, and then it sweeps between the two. And it's 3 bands. So band number 1 goes from 0 to 500 megahertz. Band 2 goes from 450 megahertz to 950 megahertz. And band 3 goes from 900 megahertz to 1.4 gigahertz. So it's a really nice usable range. And then it has a really, really nice attenuator built in. Okay, so it's got a variable attenuator from plus and minus 10 dB. And then a click attenuator, probably really high precision one, that goes down to minus 70 dB. So yeah, it probably has a really, really nice attenuator in it. It's got markers. You can modulate it by putting that in here. And then it's got some vertical and horizontal outputs, I think. So I'm going to see if I can get it working with my my spectrum analyzer, because my spectrum analyzer does not have a tracking generator. But in the old days, you would sync the two together. You would use a linear sweep, either from the generator or from the other instrument, and the two would talk to one another, and they would sync up. So maybe I can see if I can get that to work. But it does look in really, really nice condition here. The BNCs on the front are all nice and polished. A little bit of corrosion here on the aluminum dials. Those would probably clean up pretty nice. But I thought we'd open it up, take a look inside. Maybe we could find that stop marker in there somewhere. But kind of look at the construction here. You can put it into CW mode, you can put it into delta frequency mode, or you can put it into sweep mode. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, this is the model. This is the model 2001. All right, so this is the model 2001. What was I thinking of? The 5001? 3001? They had another one that I liked, but this is the model 2001. So all the documentation's online. So sweep signal generator. Let's open it up. And here's the back. The power cord comes right out, so it's kind of a dodgy power cord on it. Fuse, and then it's got a weird remote block with some jumpers in it. So a scope horizontal, pen lift. Yeah, so no dates on the outside. So yeah, let's figure out how to open this thing up. There's a screw here. Maybe these screws here. Yeah. Oh, very nice. Check this out. Look at all that goodness in there. Oh my god. Oh my. This is much better than I thought it was going to be. Wow. Look at this. Let me see if I can balance this on this piece of foam here. Wow. Super, super cool. They did good work. My hat's off. Yeah, my hat's off to those guys. Look at all of the cans here. So we have a, what is this? There's a 50 megahertz reference, a 10 megahertz reference, and a 1 megahertz reference. And those are all down here. Measure adder, marker adjust out, DA, modulation, frequency adjust, oscillator mixer, center band A and B, output amplifier, sweep driver, sweep rate, and yeah, here's that really, really nice attenuator, step attenuator. Wow. Very, very cool. Had no idea it was like this inside. Huh. Interesting. All right, let's see if we can't look at that front dial. I don't know how well this photographs, but there's a clear piece of plastic here with little sprocket holes in it, and then there's a sprocket here that engages it, and it will roll. It will roll it across, and there's one over here that is the same way. And so one of them is the start here, and one of them is the stop here. And they are geared way down with a big gear down here. And so these go probably into precision resistors. That's how the start-stop are put in place. And it must be a very linear circuit because they can get away with these. Oh, that comes out. That's good. Let's see if I can find the little red marker. All right, here's the back. It just has the power supply in the back. There's some transistors here bolted to the side for heat sinking, and linear power supply. So yeah, I couldn't find the little red thing without taking it all apart. So let's see if it works first before I put any more time into it. Yeah, let's turn it on and see if we can't make it operate. All right, so I have it hooked up to the function generator. I think you can see that over there. And it seems to be sweeping. It seems to be sweeping. So I think you can see everything together. So this is on band 2. If I flip to band 3, it's sweeping, but the frequency is much higher. So this one is 900 to 1.4. This one is 450 to 900. And then band 1 doesn't sweep. And I don't know why band 1 is broken, but band 1 seems to be broken. But band 2 works fine. I can put it into CW mode, and I can turn the wheel in the front, and I can get the frequency to move over there. So CW mode works fine, and sweeping works fine, and bands 2 and 3 work fine. Let me put it on CW mode, and we can take a look at the size of that cursor over there, and I'm going to be moving the step attenuator, and we'll see if it steps. There you go. Attenuator's working just fine. This is 0, minus 10, minus 20, minus 30, minus 40, minus 50, minus 60. Yeah, very nice. And then there's a fine tune. There's a dial in the center that's kind of a continuously variable. And so we can move that up and down so you can dial it right into something. So that's very cool. Sweep time. Okay, so put it back on sweep. And if I could change the sweep time, oh, there we go, it's sweeping faster. And now it's sweeping super fast. So you need to synchronize these two machines together, so I need to figure out how to do that. So here's a really slow sweep. Let's see, let's put it here. Oh, there we go. There's a fine tune on the sweep too, so I can slow it way down, make it sweep really, really slow, make it sweep much, much faster. Yeah, so sweeping is very cool. I can put it on manual, then I can just move it back and forth. That works pretty cool. Let's put it on band 1 and see if I can move it back and forth. No, band 1's completely hosed, so figure out what's wrong with band 1. Yeah, I like it. Seems to be working great. All right, yeah, there we go. So the sweep time works, vernier works, output, everything works except for band 1. So I think that'd be a pretty easy fix, I would think. I don't know. Famous last words. Yeah, I'm going to have to read the manual and look at schematics and stuff and learn how to use this thing, first of all, and then try to figure out what's wrong with band 1. So more videos to come.